Welcome to DNS Sports' first ever attempt at a video blog. It's something new I wanted to try out and see how it works. Sometimes I just don't feel like sitting at the computer and typing things out, and it's easier to just ramble off some stuff that comes across my head anyway. So without any further ado, we're going to cover a couple topics today. As I mentioned a while back, I wanted to update the site a little more frequently with a few different things, once or twice a week, just hit on a couple of topics out there in the sports world that have caught my interest or attention. And so without any more hesitation and nonsense, we'll go ahead and get to that. Four things I really want to cover today. First one that's freshest on my mind, since it just happened last night, is, of course, the NBA Finals between the Lakers and Magic. I don't know what to think about last night's game. Orlando definitely came a lot more prepared than they did in Game 1. Game 1 was a complete joke, and they just didn't even belong on the same court, quite frankly. Proved they belonged last night, but they really needed that game. To lose that game in that fashion, I know so far home court's been held, and that's it. And, you're not out of a series until you lose at home is the theory. But I think Orlando really needed to steal one of those two games, and last night was obviously the chance. Courtney Lee, you owe the Orlando Magic big time. That play, as soon as I saw him turn that corner and saw the lob go up, I thought, oh man, that's it. They just won it right there. And he got a real good attempt at it. He was a little too far underneath and a little off balance, I think. But he put up a good chance and just threw it off backward a little too hard and missed out there. And in overtime, they just didn't have it. Generally speaking, Rashard Lewis played a hell of a game. I mean, if it weren't for him in the second quarter, Orlando would have been buried. I think he scored 18 of the team's 20 points or something like that, which is incredible. And Hedo Turkoglu played real well, too. Biggest downfall for me right now is Dwight Howard. I mean, you got to say he's probably one of the best centers in the NBA at this point. And I don't think many people deny that, but he just is not consistent. He shows up some nights, and some nights you forget about him. I mean, look at the closeout game against Cleveland where he dropped 40 and a ridiculous amount of boards like he always does. And that's what he's capable of. I mean, he has the ability to go out there and do that, but you don't see it sometimes. There's too many 12 or 14-point games and 15 rebounds when you know he's capable of so much more. And last night was another great example of that. He just couldn't get it going. He had 7 or 8 turnovers, I think. He did not help the team last night, and they can't afford that. They've got to win at home. And I don't know, I absolutely hate the NBA Finals for their 2-3-2 format. I think it's the dumbest thing going. No other sport does that, and I just don't understand it. And it puts a lot of pressure on that team to win 3 straight games at home in the middle of that series, which is such a tough thing to do. I mean, winning 3 straight is difficult at this point in the year. So they got to win. I don't know how else to put it, but if they want a chance, they pretty much need to take all 3 at home. Moving on to the next topic, Brett Favre. I hate to even talk about it because I'm so sick of it, and I'm sure most everybody else is too, but it is what it is, I guess, in the sports world. It kind of has to be touched on. I don't see it. I don't know why everybody's so obsessed with this guy at this point. I mean, sure, he's one of the best quarterbacks that's ever played. He did it at a high level for a very long time and a very impressive career. But at this point, I cannot stand it when athletes retire, unretire over and over again. Don't retire until you're ready to retire, I guess, is the point. I mean, then you don't put everybody through all this, and we have to deal with hearing about it nonstop. He doesn't have what he used to have, plain and simple. You look at the end of last season, and he just was a turnover machine. I mean, interceptions left and right. He cost those teams games and possibly a chance at the playoffs. And I know Minnesota's desperate for quarterback help, and they think they've got everything but a quarterback. And he may be able to help them, but not to the level which they're going to need. I mean, when you get down to it, he's not going to make the difference between them, certainly not winning a Super Bowl or whatever, but even going to the playoffs, probably. and to deal with all this crap in the meantime, and listen, is he hurt? Is he not hurt? Does he need surgery? No. Is he going to come back? Give it a rest already. Make up your mind. Do what you're going to do, and quit, getting your name out there in the spotlight. Because I really think that's what this is about at this point, and that's just a sad thing when you get this far along in your career. Next topic, Tiger Woods. Everybody's been down on him since he came back from his surgery and such a long layoff. Said, he's lost it. He doesn't have it anymore. It's been in a couple big tournaments where he's kind of fell apart at the end, and you don't see that from Tiger. But I think yesterday answered a lot of questions at the Memorial. Ended the day, I think, 3 strokes back or something like that, and ended up putting out a huge day. I think he shot a 65 and went on to win that tournament. And when it came down to clutch time yesterday, he birdied 17, and on 18, he hit a shot into the green and dropped it within 2 feet. It was just spectacular. And that's the Tiger we all know. And I think for the U.S. Open coming up in 2 weeks, look out. He's going to be heavily involved in the decision of that tournament, I do believe. I think he's going to come back better than ever, perhaps. I mean, he's right in the prime of his career in terms of golf, that 30 to 35 age range. Jack Nicklaus mentioned it yesterday. He said that's when he felt like he hit his prime. So I think once you see that Tiger's fully recovered and back in full swing with his game, he's going to be just as tough to beat as ever. Ridiculous tournament in terms of hitting the fairway from the tee. I think he went 49 of 56 over the course of the 4 days, and yesterday he didn't miss a single fairway, which if he does that, you're in all sorts of trouble. I mean, because he's going to hit putts and that sort of thing. And I'm just saying, Bethpage Black, 2 weeks, U.S. Open, watch out. He could run away with that one. Last thing I wanted to cover is the NHL Finals. I think it's been made no secret that DNS Sports does not like Pittsburgh in the least and wishes nothing more than the Penguins to lose painfully. So the last performance by the Red Wings goes a lot towards that. I mean, 5-0, they just were dominant in every facet of the game, and Pittsburgh looked awful. Series is 3-2 now, heading back to Pittsburgh for Game 6, and obviously, I mean, I hate the term must-win situation because I think it gets way overused, but clearly when you're on the verge of being eliminated, it's obviously a must-win situation, and Pittsburgh needs to not only win, but they need to show that they belong, too, at this point, because the 2 games they won at home, Detroit didn't play their game, and I'll give Pittsburgh credit for taking them out of their game, but it's no secret that Detroit's the better team in this series, and they've played like it for the most part. It could very well be over tonight. Detroit, just so much more skilled all around than Pittsburgh is. Pittsburgh obviously relies way too much on Crosby and Malkin, and they have to have Marc-Andre Fleury playing, the best he can possibly play to even have a chance at this point. I don't think Detroit is in the same situation. Chris Osgood needs to play well, but he doesn't have to be the best goalie in the world for them to come out on top. So that's all I've got for this week. Hopefully some more interesting stuff will happen out there in the sports world, and we'll have some more to talk about. Slow time of the year with the playoffs ending in baseball, it's going to be the only thing going. So we'll try to keep you updated, keep some fresh stuff. I've got some UFC previews coming up and whatnot, some big events coming up there. I know Devin's got some articles in the works, and football season's right around the corner, hopefully, so before you know it, we'll be in full swing with that. So if you have any comments, feedback, or anything like that, let us know how you like the site or what you don't like. For instance, if you think this video blog is a good idea and you want to see more of it, let us know. You can send me an email to feedback@DandSblog1.com, and we'll make sure we take care of that and respond to whatever you have to say. And our goal is to make the site better for you to enjoy. I mean, it's a pastime for us, and we hope you like it. So definitely let us know with comments or whatever else what you think about the site. And always check back and see what's going on in the world of sports. Thanks.